Calabasas, what's it called? Calabasas, basically mature for the young people that are in that show. One of the kids on that show is Dennis Rodman's son. Another one is daughter of Bret Michaels, and the others are not necessarily of celebrities. It just happens to be that because they're in Calabasas and their parents have money. We're talking about these kids in their early 20s with mansions in Calabasas stuff, and it's their own house. But anyway, and I was talking about how when you get that kind of clout, or you have your own reality show and you have a lot of attention, you got to keep the fire. You got to keep the fire alive. And we went into sex tapes because we were going back. I was reminiscing about the Kardashians and how no one would have probably even known.
You talk about the Kardashians, it goes back to that.
Yeah, exactly. Started the videotape. I can't believe he is not, when the non-guilty verdict came out, he was infamous for his reaction of like, oh shit. Because he was shocked that he was found not guilty. And Kim Kardashian's all she was really doing at the time was trailing around Paris Hilton like a little puppy dog, following Paris Hilton everywhere she went. I mean, they were friends, but she was pretty much a groupie. And it wasn't until she had sex with Ray J on video, because Ray J was the hot R&B artist at the time, gained everyone's attention. I'm sure there was a large enough percentage of what said, oh, it's Robert Kardashian's daughter, that most people were like, what is Ray J on video? Oh, it happens to be Robert Kardashian's daughter. That was probably more the order in which it gained its notoriety. And then here she is now with billions of dollars and the whole family.
Made her famous, right?
Exactly. They've done a great job.
Exposure she needed.
Yeah. And they're a great example of keeping their exposure. After that, the broken boys with no money, and the brothers like drugged out and barely wipe his ass, and the other ones literally the other day I saw.
Even after they do what they had to do to get to where they are, right?
Yeah, like I watch it just for this, how terrible it's gone. Like he was literally on Kodiak Red, which is one of the dudes from the Island Boys, was on literally at like 3:30 in the morning the other day. And he only got like 230 people on its live. And normally he was having like 2,000 to 10,000 plus people watching. He was like in this dark room by himself talking. Talk about going from a high to extreme low. But yeah.
Did you hear rumor that I heard rumor that their dad was Epstein?
They want to island or something. Yeah, I heard about the Pentagon Island or something.
Yeah, the resemblance is crazy too.
I think I saw that.
Wow.
I think it was a video.
Yeah.
It said it was his dad or something, but I don't know how truthful it was. So
yeah, exactly. You can't believe much anymore, but they're showing that picture of Epstein with the two boys when they were young.
Yeah. I see it amongst a load of other people as well. But yeah.
You really think it was his kids?
They look like they're like next to a beach or something where they're kind of like he's hugging them. They look like they're like next to a beach or something where they're kind of like he's hugging them, like they're posing for a photo. And that's where you see the resemblance is crazy.
Yeah, you see it exactly. Yeah. And not only that, there's a lot of the kids that survived. A lot of the kids that survived on that Epstein Island, they will become like something major in society all over the world, right? I was saying something like that, but they put into like government places or.
They had all kinds of money too. They just burned through it.
Or became some sort of celebrity, or something. Yeah, they were given something.
Yeah, I was watching a lot. Like it sounds funny, so not constantly on, but I was on live, TikTok live, and they were so popular. They were popping up on my feeds and everything. So I'm watching it. He's literally with one of his girlfriends at one point, and he goes to his closet where his safe is, and he pulls out this like big stacks in his hands and $100 bills in both hands, and he's showing it off. And then I remember it wasn't too much later after that someone had broken into their home. I was like, yeah, that's kind of stupid. Yeah, let's show people where our money is. Someone's gonna
Probably wanted the attention. Never know.
Right. Right. They're not the smartest boys. But that's the thing. And then I think the conversation started because Sandy was asking about, like, well, what are they going to do with that? Because we were talking about education and how important education is, and what are these people going to do when they're no longer in the limelight, and what are they going to fall back on? Because I can't imagine. Think about the high to the low, being so fucking lit with cash, being able to buy cars and houses, and then you're fucking broke. Yeah. And what if people commit suicide? Yeah, talk about a different kind of withdrawal.
Exactly. The comeback is so down that you just want to go underground, right?
Serious. Real talk.
Yeah, real. That's why, like, the people, when they see crazy money like that, it's crazy to live in a life of time. It's impossible. You're going to come back from that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that life. Georgia boy, what's going on? You're actually not awake. You're imagining you're awake.
Nothing is what you think it is.
Your nose is actually not big. It's super small. Motherfucker. You think you're in Alien's paradise.
It's all an illusion.
It's an illusion.
Nothing is what you think it is.
You motherfucker.
One moment. So yeah, welcome back, Georgia Boy, and also hello, Pam, down there in the goo, and to the two anons, Eggplant and Magic Wand. Welcome to Helen's Paradise. Thank you for joining us.
Magic Wand?
Some magic.
What is that magic wand?
Yeah.
Magician.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm like looking at it. I'm having to squint. My eyes are not able to see that. You said hi, Eggplant. That's crazy. Oh, when's the last time a female ever said that to you guys? Yeah, hi, Eggplant. She's all down there. Hello. Well, I hope everyone's having a good morning. It's Tuesday. And, yeah, it's Tuesday. Get your tacos on. Get discounts on tacos, y'all.
Taco Tuesday. Gosh, my dirty mind. Taco Tuesday.
Nicole, I was not even thinking that way. Naughty.
Every Tuesday is tacos and tatas too.
Let me clean it up. Yeah, let me clean up my mind.
Morning.
Did you get yourself some sleep finally?
Yeah, I went to bed probably about 4 or 5. Somewhere up and look.
So you got a couple of cat naps done or something? Huh?
Yeah, and I called off work today too. I told my boss like, I'm taking
Cell
the day.
phone footage or surveillance footage, body cam or maybe
You
camera.
gonna stay home and hang out with us?
Capture anything that supports
Yeah, I'm taking the day. So I ain't gonna shit.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
You gonna stay at your mom's?
Yeah, she told me she want me to, so I might fuck around and stay over.
That's good.
We appreciate your on the ground reporting, therapist.
What's going on? I appreciate that. But again, I think doing the civic duty, I think this is going to be one of the main points that I really want to point out. Because again, when you engage and participate in it, we are not use weight, if you catch my drift. We are not utilize weight when it comes to scaling the balances out of our justice system. All right. So I want us to know just who Judge John Roach is. Okay. Also, when I was with the general public, I had received some intel, potential intel, maybe truthful, maybe not, but he was giving me intel in regards to how that day of the incident had occurred. Okay. this undisclosed source told me that allegedly during this incident, the reason why the tents that were down because of weather implementation. Okay, so it was windy, it was raining, and this was an all-day track and field event. Okay, so because it was raining, because it was windy, some of the superintendents or staff, in order for their tent not to be blown away, they had closed down, they put down their tents. All right. Now, the only school that didn't put down their tent was the school where Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf were under. All right. But due to the weather implementation or due to the change of the weather, there was a delayed game. So during this delayed game, all right, this is where students would commonly, socialize. Okay. So I think this incident happened either between 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. Okay. So during that time, you got delayed game. This is where allegedly Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf were socializing, not with each other, but just generally just socializing with their competitors and their peers. Okay? They also told me that there is a possibility, not saying it's true or not, just want to put that disclosure in there. There is a possibility that the Metcalf boys that weren't on the track and field team, all right, this is allegedly, but they were at the event. I believe it was confirmed that Carmelo Anthony was on the track team, but again, like I said, this may not be true. And plus, if they weren't on the team, doesn't mean that they weren't being supporters of the team as well. So that was going to be some questions I'm going to start looking into and asking, just to be able to give a little bit more nuance to it. Okay. Another thing. When you did your jury duty, did your judge provide like a civics test?
No.
Okay.
No civics test, no.
All right. Like, did the judge ever ask you why it's important that people, why we have jurors in America?
No.
Did he become a professor by any chance?
No. Every jury duty was always when it came around to asking each juror questions was about professional life. What do you do for a living?
Okay. All right. So my experiences was this Judge John Roach, he was giving the jurors the prospects of questions, answers. When did America start having jurors in our court system? Why is it important that we have evidence? What is considered evidence? What is considered, misconduct? What is considered biases? And the jurors did have to answer that question. That wasn't a rhetorical question. These were all answers. Okay. These were all questions that the jurors had to answer. So, some people thought that was a good thing. I was a little bit, not taken aback, not completely taken aback, but my cautionary tale was, does he think that the potential jurors don't know how the jury process works or why there is a jury process? But that could just be my own bias. All right. He said, and jokingly, and he also said, but seriously, I have a bias for America. Despite the flaws in our system, we have the best process in America. Then he asked jurors, do you disagree with that? He said, despite our flaws in America, our judiciary process. It has some issues, but America is the greatest country in the world. Does anybody disagree with that? And he made jurors answer that question. And some jurors said, not America isn't only the greatest country in America. And the prosecutors and the defense attorney, they wrote on their little notebooks. So now when you say that the jurors are being hand selected and they want the most fundamentally competent, but not having the ability to inquire more about evidence, you have a point, a strong point to say, you know what? They don't want intelligence, because intelligence, in my opinion, could be considered as a bias. Okay? It could be considered as a bias. If you are too smart for your own good, or if you have a belief or an intelligence or an indoctrination, you may be considered biased.
Now, before I go to sleep, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't understand, bro. Everybody biased, if I may. I agree with the lady. I'm from Kansas, I'm from LA. They've been doing that for like the last 20, 15 years. My mom been telling me. She got selected for jury a few times. I got selected for jury once. It was right when I turned like 21. Yeah, these motherfuckers be different. Alright, they be trying to get different motherfuckers. There's no such thing as a person not having a bias. That makes no sense. Even people who come from different countries, they're more biased than anything. They have their own way of life. They have their own mission. They got their own goals, beliefs, laws, religion, all that shit. They got their own shit. And they come here trying to adapt to new shit. Or the white man keeps telling them how to adapt. Alright, niggas ain't going to feed, like, throwing these motherfuckers in. White people. Cool, everybody got a bias at the end of the day.
But what I am expressing to you, Coach, is if your bias is apparent, you are not selected into the jury. If you have any form of intelligence, or if you have any thought-provoking questions, or if you can think abstractly, you will not be selected in the jury, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's how I feel. That's why we fucked up. The jury system is ass. The judges are ass. The judicial system is ass. The justice system is ass. Especially for a black man in a white country. It's ass. Look, when you're in China and you sit on a jury, right? You sit on a jury or you on trial and you got niggas on a jury, all them bitches is Chinese. All of them. You understand that? You might worry about this, that, third. You in Saudi Arabia and you on trial, everybody on that jury, they all Saudi. Your judge is Saudi. Your lawyer is Saudi. The defense attorney, the prosecutor is Saudi. Everybody. Understand? We at odds. It's never going to be equal playing with these people. Understand?
But aren't everybody American that's serving on those juries? Yeah, but you know what the fuck he talking about. When that nigga talk about China, nigga, them is non-Chinese. When that nigga talk about Saudi, nigga, them niggas is Mohammed, nigga, House of Saud, nigga. Those are what you call racial, homogenous societies. The same ones I've been telling niggas that those are the only places where socialism works. Socialism doesn't work when you have minority groups like Black Americans, Native Americans, etc. Yeah, he's fit.
That's a fact. And how do we not see that? How the fuck do we still trying to we gotta be equal?
These niggas are educated niggas. You know, you talking to the two Negroes in this room who got good white man certificate. That's brother Stephanie. And the good Stephanie. Those are the educated people. So they're gonna spot certain things that only educated niggas see. Like this jury fuckery. I would have never seen this just because I expect it. But educated niggas don't. They've been educated on how to articulate. So let's let resident educated niggas educate us.
Yeah, there's some super educated shit for me too, and I can't argue. Niggas be too smart for their own good. You missing the big picture.
Well, no, I think the point he's making is, brother,
The chances of you seeing this, yes, to sum it up.
we understand that all of these Peckerwood judges
when they go in there with the fuckery, they all set the jury up just in a different way. We've been around long enough that we should be able to recognize fuckery from someone like it. Put them out of there. Put them out there. Right? So I can follow all of that. You know what I mean? Now, when I get a little lost there, is where we act like this is the truth. That is the box. Have to come back, nigga, for this goddamn sentence. Yeah. Didn't get to go nowhere. Nigga had to get to the handcuffs and go up under the jail, nigga, back to the holding thing.
Hello, I am the
we can talk about juries in this motherfucker, but nigga, I can talk about a jury in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit. Look, I hear you, twin, but you know, my daddy did 21, my uncle did 22, so I might be able to talk about it more than you niggas who's locked the fuck up. So I was out here trying to put the footwork in for you niggas. Alright? Stay your ass out of jail, nigga.
I got myself about that.
Damn, you ain't had no support system then, gang. You need some niggas around you.
I had a hell of a support system. I got myself about that.
Nigga, I would have got to about that hoe.
Listen, how you got about the master class? You should be charging niggas fees to explain to them how you got up out that jam. Especially brothers that are still in the jam. No, I'm not even being funny. That is a master
Oh, God.
$99 minimum.
99 a month.
Well, I am the token white guy on stage. If you want direct access to the white intellectual community of lawyers and judges, I charge a monthly recurring subscription fee of $39.99. I'm happy to be here with you all. Hit me up in the DMs. I look forward to servicing all your crimes.
Kitover, you know, it never ceases to amaze me when I'm just randomly not looking at the phone and all of a sudden I just hear your voice. Okay? And it always gives me a chuckle. Anybody have a question for the resident white man?
Yeah, I have a question. Have you been following the Carmelo Anthony trial?
Of course not. I've only been following the Charlie Kirk trial because that directly impacts white people.
He said that.
We'll crack it. Don't come over here and try to troll over here, please. Don't do that.
Damn, give me.
I love white people, and I love black people too.
Do you love white people first?
No, I do not.
Don't even engage with them.
One mic on sick.
I love me a racist.
One mic, King sick. One mic, King sick. Go.
So this is what we're not going to do today. I suspect AYN is white guys, and AYN is protected in this place. All of them call y'all no niggas. Don't y'all be acting stupid, acting that. Ain't nobody gonna be able to fuck with you. You want everybody to think of it. Goodbye.
Well, thank you for that, King. Some women here.
I'm just asking Buddy a question.
I just got banned from a gas station.
You got banned from a gas station.
We come up here with the bullshit. We are talking to the white man. We're trying to get some information from the
I
white
was in this room before he was there.
All right.
Just because you was on the earth before me don't mean nothing.
Love you, brother. Chill. Coach, continue.
I just wanted to prove my point of white people loving white people as they should. Like the white people who said they wanted to make a white town. Why the fuck is niggas crying and complaining about white people wanting to make a white town? They should have a white town. How do you feel about this white town, Mr. N?
Yeah, I am actually blind, so I don't know the difference between white and black people. And all I'm interested in, if I was to build a town, it would be a town based on intelligence, not our people. And so intelligence supersedes, knowledge supersedes all this racial ideological identity politics. I'm interested in intelligence and knowledge and trading to make money.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, brother.
Right? No, he's got a point though, and I'm not trying to listen. I'm not not put on her a cape for the white man cape. I'm saying, what's wrong with a town built on intelligent people? Intelligent people will build and grow the town, right? Sustain the town, infrastructure, business opportunities, job opportunities. Is that?
No, there's not. What we do with the unintelligent people. It doesn't matter if there's enough. It's not lineage based. I don't care. I got cousins who slow. I'm not gonna cut them off because they slow. I love them to death. I die for them. Still today. Look, it's not how this shit work, right? You go to other countries still. They don't. Let's get rid of our unintelligent people. No, we still love our people.
Plus on top of it,
It's just a hypothetical. It's not.
Nobody like you. Whether or not you are intelligent, you didn't have any choice in that. Like people, not some people. Everybody has different perspectives. So just because of people not doesn't mean you throw them. Like I didn't hear any accessibility features being used while he's on his phone. So he's definitely not blind. Or so I don't know what he's talking
he's definitely not blind. I just
Oh yeah, we know that boy.
No, I'm blind to race. I'm blind to race.
Yeah, but the truth of the matter is, like, here's the thing, right? To me, when it comes to black people, is you can't be pro-black, only be pro certain black people. You get what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of people are only pro some of the black people. And even an example of only being pro-intelligent black people. Now, I do think that the people who are intelligent, the people who do know, like, it's our job or their job to, create a way for the rest of us, because, that's how it works in general. Like, this idea of this all of us doing the same thing is not how it works. It's usually a few that make preparations and create a way for the rest. Not, demanding that everybody do this and do that. Like, that's not how it works, and that's not an effective strategy. The more effective strategy is a few people pave the way for the rest, and that's how it works.
That's what the bootleg wants y'all to think, huh?
The bootleg.
Well, that's not what the bootleg wants.
Hey, nigga, what the fuck? I'm talking about bootleg ass niggas, bro. What the hell you talking about?
I'm not saying.
Yeah, let me finish what I'm saying, bro. I'm trying to make a point.
Coach, you tripping, bro.
I ain't tripping. I'm next.
Coach, you gotta relax, bro.
I'm relaxed, nigga. It's my turn to speak. That nigga Lloyd cut me off. I let him cook, nigga. Oh, my bad, bro. Oh, brother, I'm just trying to finish what I'm saying.
And you got it, Coach. Let me just remind you guys, just a gentle reminder, that this is King Six House, his room. Tsunami or whoever might be in the top, whoever opens the room, God bless them. But please, we don't want King Six to leave the space. Okay? So when he speaks, just let King.
No, it cracks me up how niggas will complain about getting cut off. Nigga, I get cut off in my own Facebook. Mike and Joey bitches about it. Y'all got it, man.
I let the nigga cut me off, nigga. That's what I just fucking said. I let the nigga come out. Let the nigga go. I just said that.
Okay, Coach. Clubhouse.
Niggas come out. Niggas, you might know more.
You found my channel.
Was on the sidelines on the street. I might know more than you niggas. That's what I knew the niggas was on fuck shit. Niggas,
No way.
what type of weird ass niggas would say shit like that? I might know more than niggas who was in prison because I was out here fighting for you niggas to get out. Nigga, bitch, I live next to the law library, nigga. Get out of here, nigga. Niggas be weird as bitch on Clubhouse, my nigga.
You found my channel.
Nah, that was crazy though, man. Damn, bro. Hell. I know I can tweak on.
Well, let's get back to the topic. Carmelo Anthony. His trial has been continued.
Well, Ian, as you're Ian today, you have not, you said you haven't been following the case, so you can't really weigh in, right?
Well, I got an opinion. I got an opinion.
It's not really not. Wait. It's not really nothing in the follow though, y'all. Like literally, it's really haven't been too many details on the case. A white dude and a black dude got into a fight. The black dude ended up pulling the white boy up, and the white boy ended up dying. And it's in Texas. Colin, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody can correct me on that.
It's Ein. Ein. No, it's the name of a famous author named Ayn Rand. She wrote about altruism versus egoism.
I know about Rand. Okay, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Ryan. So explain to me, kind of give me a breakdown from your perspective. If I was a listener in the space you were running, give me your rundown on what you see in the Carmelo Anthony case. Let's give him the space. You got 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a great tragedy that this young person died as a result of this other person, pulling a knife out and sticking it in him. Anger, is the mind killer. Anger destroys lives. And so part of philosophy is rising up in intelligence, in knowledge, to overcome your base root primal anger. Your base root primal anger. And this is what education does for people. It allows you to take a step back, look at it all from a third-party perspective and say, you know what? I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to get angry. I'm going to, enjoy my life. Maybe I'll get even, but I'll do it in secret. If you're going to commit a crime, an assassination, you don't do it publicly. You do it privately, like a ninja. So I'm just saying that I've been following, this was a big topic, 8 months ago on this app. And but yesterday was the Charlie Kirk trial. And I just want to mention, I'm not going to talk about Charlie Kirk, but I'm going to talk about the legal industrial complex. I've had to deal with judges and lawyers, as I'm sure many of you have. And it's a system. It's a network. And unfortunately, the legal industrial complex has become, in many ways, the de facto economy. You can't escape debt because they'll resurrect it. And some lawyer in New York will try to take your money and put you under receivership. They will literally siphon your funds, take everything you have, and put a new tax on you, on your wage garnishment. So the truth is, everybody should be a lawyer, and then we should have a higher level of law, which is like at the graduate and PhD level. Those are the people who should be actually in charge of the courts, not a political clique. Because when you run for a judgeship, you run as a Democrat or you run as a Republican or as an independent. What the fuck does your political affiliation have to do with your position as a judge of society? It shouldn't have anything to do with it. It should be impartial. It should be according to the word of the law, not what political party you're a part of. And restorative justice is a scam and a fraud. Affordability is a scam and a fraud because our government is making shit unaffordable. It's not your local Republican committee person. It's not your Republican government. It's the fucking federal government, which is $40 trillion in debt. And your state governments, which are $200 billion in debt, and your city government, which is $50 billion in debt. Isn't there one fucking town in America with a surplus? So we live with a bunch of thieves, we live with a bunch of liars, and it's a game. And it's who can get the most before they die, apparently. It's not about actual truth and intelligence and transparency. And again, the restorative justice aspect is all a fraud. If you kill somebody, make the punishment fit the crime.
Thank you. Quick room refresh till we go to the next speaker. Welcome to my
Well, I just wanted to see if anybody had any comments on what I said about its effectiveness. I thought it was quite interesting.
Well, I definitely agree with his point about what is your position as a judge. You know, your political position should have nothing to do with your ability to, you know, look at the evidence, hear testimony, right, and dole out justice.
I mean,
that's my position.
but here,
I mean,
Facts and evidence.
I mean, that's like,
Wait, King, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you because you were muffled. You said that can what?
I'm at the gas station getting some of this 340 gas. I'm showing out 347 gas.
I'm showing out.
I'm showing shit. I'm balling it. I'm like, you niggas on Clubhouse. I'm rich and shit. You know, all niggas got money. Y'all rich and shit. Good credit, niggas. Y'all need to be like you niggas, man. I'm still out here in the hood and shit, living a nigga experience out in this bitch. Damn. I thought that shit would have rubbed off on me by now, y'all.
Niggas was getting high. It's crazy.
But so, go ahead, please.
As much as, you know, as much as we like ideals of their, you know, people not having the biases that they show themselves to have, like, that's just not the American way. It's the American way as far as what's stated on paper, but not the way that America has ever operated. Like, not ever. From its inception or even before its inception up until now. So, like, a lot of these things are ideas. I think the only ones that actually, in my opinion, believe in what's on paper actually operate, you know, according to America's stated principles are Black people. Because we the only ones that do business with everybody. we actually deal with everybody. You know, even to our own detriment to a certain degree. But as far as, you know, when it comes to the system, you know, the system is working just the way it was designed to work. You know, even when you look at, you know, when you talk about the debt, the debt is even there by design. That's how everything operates. If the national debt was ever paid, it would totally collapse the whole system. It's designed to operate off of debt. It's designed so that the many can support the few. That's all by design. Because here's the thing: if you paid everybody a decent wage, and guess we know what happened? Then people wouldn't do the stuff.
with. So being against immigration is kind of contradictory at its very core.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
We disagree, which is fine. But as far as when you
I disagree in fact. So we can run that. We can run that one.
There's plenty of
America
that to go around.
America identified as a nation of immigrants. What you said?
I said this is I didn't say we identify, but this is what it is. It's not identified. That's what it is.
It's not a nation of a time where we're talking about. See that? It's one of the disingenuous remarks I hear from people.
It's not disingenuous at all.
It is disingenuous based on the scholarship. Because the scholarship would suggest that what immigration policy existed at the time we're calling these people immigrants? None. So was it even called immigration at that point? No. Was everybody who arrived here at some point immigrants? Yes. Even the people who supposedly crossed the Bering Strait were also immigrants. Even the Moors who came here in the whatever century you want to believe, whether it was the 5th, the 7th, or the 15th. Bottom line is that when we talk about immigration with an I. See, we're not talking about immigration with an E. It's different. See, people immigrate all the time. You see what I'm saying? But when we talk about immigration with an I, there's a certain group of parameters that must be set up. One of those is actual immigration laws. So if people show up before they utilize immigration.
My friend! It's my friend!
Once we set up laws, then you become immigrants with an I. Oh my God, did I just teach niggas the difference between immigration?
You're in prison!
It's a difference.
That's your argument?
I'm from here.
Yo.
I meant the second best place besides.
But
I don't know where you from, but I'm
That's a clear argument.
is your lineage.
Let me restate it. So we
Yes.
be clear on what the argument is. Now the argument is this: is that if you have immigration, right, in a country that has no immigration law, that is not even a nation that could even accept immigrants because they don't have any immigration rules, no regulations, no laws for it or against them. And that's what we had here in America. We didn't have a place where there was like an immigration quota or immigration laws, or there could be immigration standardized immigration. None of that exists here. So what I'm saying is that when we call these people immigrants,
You found my channel.
to some degree, yeah, we're saying they're not from here and they came from somewhere else. We all understand that. But they didn't come from somewhere else to America, in America.
Okay, my friend, I'm gonna let that simmer. Where are you? You're at the pastry shop.
I'm at the gym.
Well, good for you. I'm glad. Have you broken a sweat yet?
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm about to leave.
How long does it take you to break a sweat when you get to the gym?
Well, I ran here, and that was about a mile. And then I did 5 miles on the extra bike. And then I did like.
That's not what I asked you.
I would say about 8 minutes.
Oh. I'm about a 15-minute kind of guy. Takes me about 15 minutes on average for the body to start flowing like a waterfall. A waterfall.
And that's cool to you, which is fine. I did it.
Can't argue about what it ain't. We gotta argue about what it is. Don't
Okay.
make
Now they want to make rules about other people coming here, but no, this country is run by a bunch of people who did not come from here. Whether you want to use immigration with an E or immigration with an I is totally irrelevant to me. Because the fact of the matter is, none of these motherfuckers came from and the way they even went about coming here was wild. So
either way. And
No way.
what they
You
tend
found
to
my
find
channel.
out is the
If they break the immigration laws on the books by coming here.
because this is a nation of laws. Okay, I got you. Laws that are, also the ones that, that they interpret from by saying that, the black man has no rights that the white man was bound to respect. The ones that they had to go through and implement extra amendments that were supposed to include all men, but somehow we had to have extra amendments to include us. Those are the ones you're talking about.
Can I say something?
I just want to be sure.
This is Ein. Can I say something about the topic?
No. You're not going to interrupt what we're talking about. No, we're not doing that.
Well, I'm not interrupting. I'm trying to add, not interrupt.
How are you adding?
That's why I was asking to interrupt, but I can wait. I can wait.
Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that all communication is political. Every topic is political. Immigration is political. Concrete is political. Cell phones are political. Everything is political. And in this country, with Joe Biden, with the millions of illegal aliens flowing through the open borders, crossing the Rio Grande, people overstaying their visas, etc., many of you know illegal aliens, and they're not, murdering you or robbing you. And in fact, they might be fixing your plumbing. They might be doing your drywall. They might be doing your gardening. They're not, bad people. They are breaking the law, but to them, breaking the law is better than living in a shithole third world country making less than $1 a day. They're willing to take that chance and risk for a little better life. Can you really fault them for that? No. But again, it's political. So the Democrats know that an illegal alien is 99.99% guaranteed to vote Democrat if they can get to a ballot to vote. And the government now with Donald Trump is trying to restrict unrestricted voting. And again, it's always political. The problem with bringing in so many illegal aliens is that it guarantees a Democrat supermajority all the time. If we don't have the opportunity to flip our government left to right, right to left, left to right, we can't rotate. We can't dance. This country will become a fascist shithole of wokeism. Is your son transgender yet? Has your son decided to mutilate his body and remove his penis yet to conform with social values? We have to question the values in society. We have to actually have some kind of value, not this supposed fake artificial values that we call values.
We have yet to experience this Democratic supermajority that you're talking about.
And pray we never do experience. We've seen it in cities. It's not something that didn't happen. We've seen it in cities. We haven't seen it as a United States as a whole, but we've seen it in cities, and we've seen the disaster that a lot of it has done to the cities. Look at LA. Matter of fact, look at Cali as a whole. It's being destroyed.
But what we have seen is that the majority of the country is not cities, right? And so, and that's also why we have the back and forth. That's the reason why, when we look at, when they talk about how everything's being redistricted as far as the votes and stuff because of the Voting Rights Act being repealed is what they call it, being gutted. It really isn't doing a whole lot because unless they're going to district everything according to population, which would actually give more representation or proper representation, it's never going to be quote unquote fair anyway. So area that has approximately about a couple of thousand people will have just as much say so as an area that has a few million because it's not being redistricted according to population, it's being redistricted according to just regions.
Well, all the redistricts. I mean, I used to work at the census.
The point is, it isn't going to be fair. The point is that even,
despite the fact that there's a super
You found my channel.
majority of Democrats.
You found my channel.
The cities
I'm not going to
don't
ask you to
really
like
have
or
much say
subscribe.
so. They don't have as much say
You
so.
found my.
Why do you think that?
Now let's just look at Chicago.
I just described it.
I'm gonna describe an example. Let's look at Chicago when Chicago was dealing with the migrant crisis. And that coon-ass mayor elected by the teachers board, and the super Democrat majority there in Chicago, when he said no to federal government coming in and getting control there in Chicago. It wasn't that the city didn't have control and the federal government or the state government has more power than the city of Chicago did. It's called sanctuary cities, not sanctuary states. And in order to be a sanctuary city, the city itself must be autonomous to some degree, must it not? Or the whole state would look alike. But I guarantee you, I can show you cities in Florida where you got a sanctuary city like Miami. They better not bring that shit to motherfucking Polk County, you know. They'll find their motherfucking ass on the first thing smoking back to wherever the fuck they came from. I'll tell you that shit right now. You don't sanctuary no motherfucking Lakeland. Take your ass to Lakeland talking about, oh, it's a sanctuary city. Go to Haines City talking about, it's a sanctuary city. Yeah, right. So, them cities got a lot of power.
Chicago has almost a $20 billion a year annual budget, and the Aldermanic Council voted the sanctuary city status. Brandon Johnson just borrowed $1 billion, and now he's giving out $70,000 checks to families that want to put money down on a house. When did a city and a government ever start handing out checks for down payments on mortgages by taxing other people? This is all wealth redistribution.
During redlining of black communities in the 1910s and 20s, when the federal government established these organizations under what we call the New Deal, immediately after being established under the New Deal, these organizations began redlining and locking black communities, black families. Now, not only did they do that, they created today what we call the modern day suburban neighborhood. They were called Levitt-town homes, Leavitt, Levitt-town. And so this was a Jewish man, Abraham Levitt, and his Jewish son, who were also white, right? Because they're white Jews, so they're white and Jewish. They're not either or. They're both.
This
They're
is
white.
Levittown, Pennsylvania. Levittown.
Your mic is covered, King. We can't hear you. You sound like you far away.
My window's down.
I said about Levittown homes. Levittown homes is America's first. When you walk into the neighborhoods and all the houses look like cookie-cutter homes, like most neighborhoods in America, even the rich homes, cookie-cutter houses, right? And so this was Levittown homes. And whites were able to do this GI Bill and with federal home loans, the FHA loans, that was given by the government, the same government that had collected back there the tax dollars, but didn't redistribute that wealth back to them when they were literally giving away free homes. Well, not only that was the only time, right? Also, you can look back to American history, there's a thing called the Homestead Act, where America gave away hundreds of millions of acres of land free of charge. The only qualification you had to have to be white and head of household. I forget Iowa, Nebraska, many other states in the Midwest were created almost entirely from the Homestead Act. Then not only did they give them those free homesteads, they then built Kansas State, Iowa State, Ohio State, Kent State, and state agricultural colleges to then be able to educate these whites who had no room.
The evidence for the narrative economics is all over Elon Musk's X space. If you X account, if you do want to see the evidence, and unlike an actual trial in the real world, where actually I just got off of a conference call and a status hearing with a judge and attorney because I'm suing the federal government, this is not an actual courtroom, Steve. This is a conference call for strokers. It's called Dinner for Schmucks. Welcome to your reality. Hello?
Also be 2 times in American history. Goddamn country in some states. Getting out free.
Because even
equivalent to a home to white America.
When you start,
the evidence.
Would just be catching up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that all these things haven't happened already. There's nothing new under the sun. I'm just making an argument.
You just said when. I just want you to be consistent with what you're saying. You just said, when did this ever happen?
Okay, got it. I'm
So
correct.
you
I'm
did,
correct.
So you did insinuate that. But
Yeah. Okay. Well, you correct.
the history.
Okay, well, I stand corrected, but I'm just my name is Ayn Rand because I'm reading a book called The Virtue of Selfishness. Statistically, economically, running a business as an altruism, you can't run a business like that. You can't open a pizza shop and give out 51% of your pies for free. So all I'm advocating for is naturalness, a natural economy, not this fake, artificially stimulated economy that we spend 7 trillion plus a year at the federal level and only taking 5 trillion. I'm just saying that
How would a natural economy work?
it would actually be a balanced economy, meaning that we would have a balanced budget with no debt. We have to start paying the debt. Otherwise, services
Why do we
will
have to pay the debt? Let him get his point across.
see. When you say the system is engineered to keep the people working to serve the top 1%, 10%, etc., I'm not saying that you're not right, because the banking industrial complex, with interests and loans, and then ultimately, if you can't pay back those loans, they start doing wage garnishments, and now you become a debt slave. We technically shouldn't have debt slaves in this country, but we have men and women, whether it's child support or whether it's other forms of debt. Half of their life is just servicing debt. You work 3 out of 5 days a week just to pay your taxes. So I'm just saying that according to Ayn Rand, the future economy is always a capitalist economy because it's the most efficient economy. But look at Peter Thiel, one of the richest men in the world, who started Palantir and PayPal. He just left America. He moved to Argentina because he believes that he will be a political target if and when Trump is gone from office. He thinks that the Democrats are going to arrest him. So he got the fuck out. And that's because he knows the Democrats are that big. The Democrat industrial complex is massive. It is huge. It controls the top 10 cities. It controls the federal government. And it is an ideology. It is a culture. And it is a big part of American culture. And I'm just saying that even a conservative, fiscally minded libertarian, at some point, eventually, when things get so bad and Democrats mismanage the system so much and they're so clownish and so crazy and just delusional, they think taking from somebody to give from somebody else is the basis of an economy. That's not. The basis of an economy is running a business profitably. It's a simple equation. The good metaphor is a pizza shop or any kind of small business. They can't run the way your government runs. Shouldn't we have the same standard between what we can do in our personal lives as entrepreneurs and business people as opposed to what our elected political leaders are doing? They're borrowing from the banks on your back without your authorization. That's taxation without representation. They should be sued and put in prison. These people are not fiscally efficient. They are criminal liars and fraudsters giving out billions to NGOs to kick back into their own bank accounts. This is a fucking scheme, a scam, a skim. Wake the fuck up, fight back.
Well, that's what the financial system is, and it's like I said, it operates like that off by design. And so when you look at the debt, there's people that make money off of the debt of the U.S. because from the payments that they make. And so it's never about paying off the debt. It's never going to be about paying off the debt, like ever. So the national debt will never ever be paid. It would totally collapse the financial system.
Well, we have a corporate-run society.
There's a fundamental understanding about how at least modern day economies work. We look at, what they're doing is they're leveraging that to be able to do the things that they're doing. And there's a lot of modern day corporations that that operate the same way. Many of the most powerful companies that you know will operate off the same way.
then there's also a such thing as capitalization. And so it's not about not having debt or being debt free. See, we're trained to look at debt as it being a negative thing. Meanwhile, a lot of the people who are running the country are the most powerful in the country are leveraging debt.
Again, interest is a business. I'm just advocating for liberality. The liberals are cultural liberals. They're not economic liberals, meaning that I should be able to compete with Pizza Hut and Taco Bell in an unrestricted manner. But the government comes in and says, no, 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 no. You can't operate this little tiny business on the street. You got to have an actual, licensed, permitted facility. And so I'm just advocating.
But who pushes those policies, though, right? We know who pushes the policies. Just like when we talk about global, even when we talk about local government, it's not really about the political party that's in power. It's about the businesses that are in power, the businesses that have influence in a particular governments, whether it's city, state, whatever. Like it's businesses that run this country. They're the ones that pay the money to get policy passed through. They're the ones that that make it so, or that pay the money for there to be restrictions of who can have a license to do this, who has to get approval to do that. It's all by design, and there are a lot of those behind it. Matter of fact, the school system that we all participate in was instituted by businessmen, right? And so, like, I think a lot of us are, when we argue these points, we're arguing based on the way things were marketed, not based on how they were actually instituted, or understanding the real purpose of these things.
I get it,
the
but
school system was made to groom workers, and the corporations were meant to collect taxes on behalf of the government. And so that's part of the pipeline. People talk about the school to prison pipeline, and there's definitely one, but there's also a school to worker pipeline, where they make sure that they're able to collect what they collect. So that's the reason why these companies, they get the tax cuts and the things they get, because they are doing a service to the government.
I get it, but history shows us that, like what Pharaoh said, let it be said, let it be written, so let it be done. And countries come and go, political movements come and go. Change is actually the normal and the standard. So I'm just saying that, Ayn Rand was very popular as a publisher in the 60s because at that time, America was actually ramping up its socialism. Socialism does not create abundance. It creates misery. It's death by altruism. It's a social suicide. Strength is joy. Is anybody here living in strength and joy? Have you noticed that the greater your strength, the greater your joy? The more joy you have, the greater your strength? Has anyone noticed that? Do you know how to build strength and joy? I'm talking about the basis of economy. Our economy is 40% borrowed. Every single year, we have to borrow 40% to fund our minimum basic requirements. I'm just saying.
But here's the thing with that. Is whose fault is that, though? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
What we talk about? So,
we talk about. No sabe inglés? No sabe inglés?
I speak English.
Leaders.
Aye. Whose fault is that?
It's not the people's fault. The system is rigged.
It's the people's fault. Sir? And it is the white people's fault. It's the white people's fault. The failure of America will always be in the hands of racist white Americans. I mean, this is the beauty of racism. The beauty of racism is you allowed for there to be a back door, ladies and gentlemen. And what was the back door? The back door was Black America. In 1960, America was 88.6 white, 10.5% black, for a total of 99.1%. Wasn't no Saudi Arabia's motherfuckers own shit over here. Wasn't no Chinese motherfuckers owning manufacturing and agriculture over here. We didn't motherfucking wealth and title. Now, what happened is the arrogance of white America thought that you could keep black people down intentionally and open the doors to America and let all the rest of these motherfuckers, you know, the brown to your black and brown, so that's y'all shit. We didn't start that black and brown because that belongs to y'all too. And so when y'all brought all them black browns in here to water down the blacks, what happened is the blacks were loyal to America, steady fighting, trying to find a better position for their families, even though every decade brought even more systems of oppression. And the covert kind too. You know, no longer would they just take us outside and hang us and tell us what they really felt about us and take pictures under our burning bodies. So I can at least appreciate those crackers because they let you know how they felt about it.
Those crackers.
So, unfortunately, it's the psychology of the crackers of America. It's cracker psychology that's killing America because crackers said we're going to keep the world that the Negro is beneath them. We're going to create a thing called scientific racism. You know, you and your white Jewish friends from Germany, because you know, most of y'all are German anyway. The number one minority, or should I say ethnicity, not minority, ethnicity in America is German American. Number two is Black American. Got it working. And so, I love listening to the crackers complain today. Because if these whites were really honest, they would say, man, we fucked up America because we didn't hold it down against the pariah of America. And the true pariah of America was the Confederacy. No, you let them boys make that 1870-something compromise, 77 compromise at the 76 elections. Excuse me, 78 elections. You let a motherfucker steal the show. See? You let these motherfucking cracker boys, these racist motherfuckers, basically have their way after 11 years. And that was the most cowardice thing America could do, because the bravest thing that white people in America have ever done was stood on the side of righteousness and had the Civil War. People would try to tell you what the Civil War. So tell me what the fuck bleeding Kansas was about. All the lies they try to tell you about how the Civil War was really. The Civil War was a continuation of popular sovereignty and bleeding Kansas. Period. Point fucking blank. And so with that being, the ignorance of white America is, see, we got cut off from our ancestors' teaching and what our ancestors taught us.
Got cut off from the books.
How to form militias, military, etc., the language, the culture, how to raise our kids properly, how to feed ourselves, medicine, we lost all of that. But see, you whites did not. Watch out for them goddamn Jews. They're like really off. Because they listen. And the same thing that happened in Europe and past happening in America now. So it's all y'all fault. You mean? Nobody took the books of your history. Nobody took your motherfucking past. It was right there. I studied the motherfucker. So, put all that goddamn crying and come to the table and say, look, we fucked up and we motherfucking owe America our lives. Y'all pick up the goddamn gun and get y'all ass out there and get to dying for America, man, and make this shit right. And with that,
Well, you know, I think that life is a little bit like a first-person shooter game. So even, let's just go with everything you just said is 100% a fact, not an opinion. It is the truth. And what you just said is undeniably the facts of history. Let's go with that. You still have one, you know, as like a first-person shooter, it's still your strategy, you know, and how you optimize and create your life. Creative intelligence is what sets you free. Creative intelligence is what gives you the therapy you need to move forward in strength and joy. So I'm just saying that until black politicians become black philosophers, they will never liberate their people. Black politicians will only abuse their people.
No, sir. We're not waiting on black fucking. Are you fucking serious? Waiting on black politicians? I'm not waiting. See, and that's what's wrong with you white. Because if a black politician comes and he's a philosopher, all he got to do is look at the last few of them brothers, and they was all goddamn Marxists. They was you. They was black on the outside, but deep down within them, they wanted to be white and or Jewish. So you can take all the black politicians with you and you can smoke them motherfuckers until your lungs bleed. I can't do shit with a black politician. Try that one again.
Well, that's right. You go by the name King, and I'm a big fan of Marcus Aurelius, who a lot of people consider a good example of a philosopher king. A philosopher king is difficult to debate with because what he's saying is so true. And, you know, when you talk about the economy, America, you know, see, Black America doesn't benefit enough from the fake economy. And it could be because they're not selfish enough. Hakeem Jeffries, if anybody here likes that snake, explain to me how or why. But how does he keep winning? That's because, as I said earlier, the system is rigged. You wouldn't know it unless you actually experienced it. Maybe some of you have. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've participated in it. I've seen how lawyers and judges fix the system to negate the fact that it is a game that you, as the first-person shooter, must navigate. How will you move across the face of the earth? Are you free to move? Do you fear money? Do you fear housing? Do you fear food? Do you fear clothes? What is it that you fear? What's holding you back from achieving strength and joy?
I would have to say I'm the strength and joy giver around this month.
Well, just want to quote Winter in the chat. You not schooling nobody on shit. You know what's been holding us back. Who the fuck you think you're talking to?
That's crazy work. But I think a lot of us know that the game is rigged, but you cannot lose if you do not play. But a lot of us feel like the reason why we're losing because we're not playing it right. If we just play differently, and we just rearrange our strategy, we just gotta play the game from the inside. We have to play it just like the white people were playing it. We just play it just like the white people were playing it. We're gonna win. No, because of the game, they just changed the rules. we fight so hard to have a spot at a table that wasn't meant for us, and it's crazy. It don't matter these systems. It don't matter whether it's capitalism, communism, socialism. Those are just systems. It's not about systems. It's about proximity to power. All of these systems that we champion so much, it's still the many supporting the few. And who are the few? And so if the same group of people are benefiting, no matter the system, why did we fall into the trap of blaming systems? It's retarded, it's dumb, it's asinine, it's all of those, because the system doesn't matter. You think people under capitalism is any happier than the people that's under communism, or any happier than the people that's under socialism? All systems is people that's at the bottom supporting the people at the top. Every single one.
Well, Lloyd, do you believe in the collective unconscious?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Meaning that there's a herd mentality.
I mean, that's something that happens.
So when I say that the system is corrupted, look at Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt. Obviously, Spencer Pratt would be the better solution for Los Angeles, but the collective unconscious is going to vote and put Karen Bass back into power.
The system is not corrupted. It's working as designed.
What I'm saying, the system has a tendency to veer towards the collective unconscious, which is really altruism, which is death by suicide.
Towards who? On the altruism of who? I mean, as a black person, it's never really veered towards us. Not in any point in time in history. You know, maybe it may be different in your case. But as far as black people, the system in any way, shape, or form has never benefited us at all. It's never been altruistic towards black people, like ever.
Well, it's been fascinating talking with you all. And why? Thank you. I can't wait to come to your movie review about the Odyssey with Matt Damon, because Matt Damon and that movie is going to be one of the biggest flops of the summer season.
I agree. I will see you this Saturday, sir. 2 p.m. Central, Press Hollywood. Shameless plug. Now I'll do a quick room reset. Welcome to By Any Means Necessary. Today we're talking about the Carmelo Anthony trial. It kicked off. The hood therapist was in here earlier, and apparently he is covering it. I mean, he attended day 1 of jury selection, and it's ongoing, according to his account earlier when we opened the room up. And so I think he hit the court session is not meeting today, I
what
think.
he's saying is so true. And, you know, when you talk about the economy, America, you know, see, Black America doesn't benefit enough from the fake economy. And it could be because they're not selfish enough. Hakeem Jeffries, if anybody here likes that snake, explain to me how or why. But how does he keep winning? That's because, as I said earlier, the system is rigged. You wouldn't know it unless you actually experienced it. Maybe some of you have. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've participated in it. I've seen how lawyers and judges fix the system to suppress the people. The people are being lied to. The voters are being deceived. And unfortunately, it still doesn't negate the fact that it is a game that you, as the first-person shooter, must navigate. How will you move across the face of the earth? Are you free to move? Do you fear money? Do you fear housing? Do you fear food? Do you fear food? What is it that you fear? What's holding you back from achieving strength and joy?
I'm always a fan of white people fucking around to find out.
Bro, no way! Bro, no way! You found my channel. Do you know these 10 songs? Bro, no way! Do you know
white people? No. Cases of white people fucking around and finding out. Things would be a little bit different for us. You know, one of the things about us is that
So like, so when it comes to a lot of the bullshit that's supposed to be the politics, power play, and none of us can have a best interest. Unless a new system is put in place by us, that's the only way that we're actually going to look out for them. Not going to look out for a system that's put in place for their So we do have a
That's fine. You can keep buying yourself out of bond. You can also listen to a page from a book. Why don't you turn over the page and go to As Above, So Wait. You found my channel. You won't believe it, but I should love you. Give us a book.
See what's so amazing to me is that Clubhouse could actually become a business, a future, as opposed to like a complaint department at a corporation.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear anybody.
No, he was kind of low, but yeah, he was in there. Go ahead, Dr. Long.
All right, thank you. Sorry that I had to close the door for a little bit. At the kitchen. But man, Roy, you said some truth. I actually heard it this weekend. We complain about the system, and the system working. It wasn't designed for us. It wasn't how it was intended. Because we gotta just, I'm all about the find our own path, some power, regulate our community, build things up, advance, support each other, just like we see other demographics do. Congratulations if you did. 2-3 weeks ago. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, you did the damn thing. Thank you, guys. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's gonna be an interesting court case to see what happens. I would necessarily call it interesting. Well, what are you guys hoping for, and what do you want, Fred? That's what I'm hoping.
Well, it's certainly interesting that to answer your question, as I stated earlier, I'm hoping the same thing. I'm hoping he gets off. I have an inkling he will, or again, as we all know, it comes down to the evidence. I don't know if he's facing life or how many years he's facing. I don't think he's going to receive a harsh punishment, right? But I also, on the flip side of that thing, it's very interesting as we're getting into the summer, and correct me if I'm wrong, it always seems every summer, maybe not every summer, but summer seems always is a time for these racially charged.
Yeah.
So
They
we have
turn up in the summertime, girl.
right. So we have Carmelo Anthony, a racially charged race. And of course, on the playing alongside Chuck Bell, another racially charged case. And I know it'll be a couple months before that goes to trial. Him, Chuck the Builder, accused of shooting a black man. Interesting.
There was a white boy that got into a fight with a black boy at a park, and he hit the black boy in the head with a bat, and
black boy is in a coma right now. So you see how all that goes. I think that just happened recently.
What? That's in Collin County right there too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because Frisco sits like northwest Dallas. Far northeast Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So,
My
the way
friend.
it sits, bro, it's like, it's just outside of Dallas County. Which, you know what I'm saying? Most motherfuckers who live in Frisco, niggas got a good job in Dallas. That's why they work over there. They live over that motherfucker shit. Anyway, but yeah, so, I'm gonna have to check this other case out because I ain't heard about that. That's new to me. But that type of shit be happening out here. Yeah, that might be that type of shit be happening on the regular round. Smart, man. You know what I'm saying? And
You said it's Collin County, Collll.
I am. Yeah, that's where a nigga don't want to get. You don't want to get no cases in Collin County, my guy.
Can I ask a question about capital punishment, the death penalty?
Get to it. What's up?
So I like the saying, make the punishment fit the crime, but not necessarily every time. And so, you know, and in Chicago, we got the ankle monitors and the no cash bail. And it's a $60 million a year business putting these ankle monitors on to do GPS tracking, but you can cut the fucking monitors off. A lot of people go on the lam and go on the run, and a lot of people get away. The thing is, it's a Democrat judge doing restorative justice, and the guy who just murdered this cop, John Bartholomew, I mean, there are people that get released 30 times, 70 times, and if you read the transcript of what the judge says at the last trial, well, I think this time maybe you're actually learning and you're developing and become capital punishment thing. If you murder somebody in cold blood in a vicious way, you know, and rape them and murder their whole family, all these horrible things that people do, shouldn't the state execute that person after their trial and they're found guilty of murder in the first degree with all these additional charges? I mean, why aren't we making the punishment fit the crime?
Sick, I'm gonna have to take what I said, but I don't think Big E knew what he was talking about. Like, he's from Texas and knew what he was talking about. I can't find a case that is similar to that. The only thing I could find is a case about a 6-year-old boy getting attacked with a bat by his neighbor. Big E might have not known what the fuck he was talking about. That's my misspeak. My bad.
Yeah. You know, he out there in Georgia, right?
I thought Big E was in Texas.
He's in Texas?
I
thought the nigga was in Tennessee.
I don't really fuck with that nigga like that, so I don't know. But I could have sworn either he from Texas or something about Texas. But that's my bad. Niggas out here spreading misinformation, bro. And I'm contributing to it.
Welcome to Clubhouse.
Come up here and say what you gotta say, Franklin. I read your message. I'm busy.
Come on, Frankiana.
Attention. Come on up here and get it off your chest about how we just love white people and, you know, letting them come up on stage and dominate and shit. Come up here and get it off your chest, Papa.
Come on, Freshan.
You think I've been dominating? I'm just one little tiny man with an opinion.
You're not dominating. You're just not adhering to, like, you know, you're not adhering to the call. You know, and it's not your fault. You don't know any better. That's just, you know, it's a white people thing. You know, it's just, you know, you're operating the way you used to operating.
He didn't say that. I'm just adding some extra sauce.
I'm saying what I'm saying.
Here's what I don't do.
But come on.
Here's what I don't do, right? I try to be as authentic as I can to my real self, right? So, you know, I have opinions about the white folks, but nigga, like, let's be real. If your ass gotta go down to the Social Security office to get a new Social Security card, nigga, to close on that house that you need to close on, or nigga, you need to reach out to them white folks at the Mutual, Fidelity, Omaha, whatever the fuck bank to get up in that. You're gonna do it. get some people, and you're hunting the white people in here talking to white people. Nigga, you talk to white people every motherfucking day. And it's the fact that you Negroes will get on Clubhouse, and then I guess you're not successful in your conversation with white people in real life, because you want to come in on Clubhouse and you want to somehow satisfy your ego. Like, I ain't told that white whitey today. Whitey stone, whitey Boston. Now, I do that like in the real world where the money is on the line. It just like really matters and it's really important. It's like really real life. Yeah, I talk to them straight like that. But I show them the same type of respect on Clubhouse. I know I'm gonna show them in the real world. Just like everybody else do all that old weird ass talking crazy to motherfuckers. Unless y'all do some crazy ass shit like say homies or something about a Clubhouse room. I might lose it then. But I try to stay pretty principled and pretty motherfucking straight to who the fuck I am in the real world.
I agree. I'm the same person. But I'm the same person all the time. I don't have no alter ego or no representative or no crap. But you know, I mean, we're gonna operate how they operate.
Yeah, man.
You know, to be honest with you, like, I don't even put myself in positions to really have to deal with white people in real life. Like, 99.9% of my interactions is with other black people. I really don't deal with white people.
In Cleveland? How the fuck you get money?
By not dealing with white people. But I'm not in Cleveland right now. But even in Cleveland, it's the same thing. Like, all my people is black.
I'm not saying that majority of mine.
Yeah, I don't got white friends like that.
I don't got white friends, but yeah, I do business.
Like when I go to, I'm a member of two chambers of commerce. When I go deal with those chambers, even though one chamber, the mayor is Hispanic, and the other chamber, the mayor is black, help get in that, and the chamber president is black. That's my partner. But we still dealing with hella white people and Latinos. So we talking to business owners and people in the chamber or in my regular role capacity. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to see non-black people likely white. And I'm talking about I live in the side of Dallas, Texas. I live in East Dallas. You ask anybody know anything about Dallas, where the white people is at, nigga, they're not in East Dallas. You know what I mean? So, but I still deal with white people. Like, nigga, I've been dealing with white people. I've been at Home Depot today, nigga, dealing with white people. Like, you're going to deal with the white. So, hey, where you go where are saying that, you know, somehow we're out of, I made my initial Texas and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not limited to local people, but
even then, like I said, all I deal with is black people.
Hello?